What it is? Reciprocal means the reverse, so whether it's reversed or in the correct order, we must check our information. The law of reciprocal proportion was proposed by Jeremias Richter in 1792, who said, if two different elements combine separately with the same weight of a third element, the ratio of the masses in which they do so either the same or a simple multiplier of the mass ratio in which they combine. That's what he said. This law let us discover the three phases we have. See like AB, BC, AC, and we have two of these. In a few words, we're able to find the missing one.
The law of reciprocal or equivalent proportions was initiated by Richter in 1782 and completed by Wenzel some years later. This law indicates that if two different elements, each one with a certain weight, are capable of combining with a given weight of a third element, the weights of those elements are capable of combining with each other, or multiplies of submultiplies of each weights. So for example, if 100 grams of A can be combined with 200 grams of C and 50 grams of B can also be combined with 200 grams of C, then 100 grams of A can react with 50 grams of B or do in multiples or subproportions.
Well, hi, I'm Naomi and now I wanna talk about the why. Well, the law of reciprocal proportions tell to us if you know the proportion of the element in a compound AB and the proportions of other elements in a compound BC, and we can determine the proportions of the element AC. This law helps us to understand the
stoichiometry. This is an example in moles.
Well, now I wanna tell you other example. What is methane and water? Methane, like water, contain hydrogen and another element. According to this law, if we combine carbon and oxygen, it should be in a ratio of 3.8, or a simple ratio.
Also, the sodium chloride and hydrochloric acid.
Thanks!
In his work with acids and bases or alkalis, Richter wrote that if solutions of acids and bases will mix, they will neutralize. That is, the mixture did not show acidic or basic properties. He says, I have studied this problem and measured the exact amount of different acids it takes to neutralize a given amount of a particular base. Through careful measurements, I discovered that exact and fixed amounts were required. From his observations of him and relying on numerous examples, he deduced the so-called law of equivalence wage, which was enunciated in 1792 and compared several.
To a better understanding of the subject, a problem will be presented in which we can see the procedure. First, we have water, iodine oxide, and hydrogen and iodine. In the periodic table, we need to search the atomic mass of the elements, so after searching the atomic mass, we can see that hydrogen has an atomic mass of 1.008, oxygen has an atomic mass of 15.99, and iodine has a mass of 126.91. Then we can see the combination of these three elements to form these compounds. In the case of water, we have 4 grams plus 32 grams of oxygen. So we have to do is a basic rule of 3 to find with 1 gram of oxygen how many grams of hydrogen are combined. Getting that with 1 gram of oxygen it combines with 0.125 grams of hydrogen. In the case of the iodine oxide, we combine 508 grams of iodine plus 32 grams of oxygen. We do the same, a rule of 3, so we can find how much grams of iodine we combine with 1 gram of oxygen, resulting in 50.88 grams of iodine. In conclusion, with the same weight of oxygen, we can combine 0.125 and 50.88. Here we establish the relation between the grams of hydrogen and iodine. The relation it must be conserved when the hydrogen and the iodine combines to form hydrogen iodine. Here we have 2 grams of hydrogen, which they combine with 254 grams of iodine. To resolve the operation, we do again a rule of 3. How many grams of iodine originate with 0.125 grams of iodine? Hydrogen. We obtain as a result 50.88 grams of iodine. Here we can see the same result as the previous example. The relation can be converted to whole numbers to make that we divide this relation are divided by the lowest value, that is 0.125, obtaining in hydrogen 1 and iodine 127. The law of Richter can be confirmed by putting 1 over 27 and 2 over 254. Then we need to multiply in a cross way, and after that we can see that the results are the same and the law of the Richter can be confirmed.
Dionysius for introducing the term stoichiometry is owed to the notion of equivalent weights and Richter's law. He died of tuberculosis on May 4 in Berlin.
He was born in 10 March of 1962 in his work, Silesia, now known Jelenia Gora, Polonia. He entered the Army Corps of Engineering in Brazil, where he will remain from 1778 to 1783, being expelled for a lack of discipline.